Greetings to you all on this fine Friday Eve, the 4th of January, 2013. Nothing rhymes with 2013. I find that annoying. You know what else is annoying? The streaming PC is dead. It is completely fucking dead. We don't know why. But look, it's still booting up. It's been booting up for about 45 minutes. I'm just going to leave it. Guess what I'm doing tonight? Don't you love it when PCs break? Isn't that the best? Imagine if I had only the one. My career would literally stop dead in its tracks. And that would be a fail. That would be a fail of tremendous proportions and a wonderful, wonderful drama. So I'm streaming from the other PC today. Not that I mind. I've been playing it all day. I have, of course, abandoned my mage already. Fuck those level 90 talents. I had so much hope for that. I did. I was really excited to play my mage. Leveling it was a fucking wonderful experience. An absolutely tremendous experience that I enjoyed a lot. Then I got to level 90. It only took me about, I think I've done probably 10 heroics now with you guys. I've live streamed them. For me to just fall completely out of love with it and hate it and be absolutely disappointed beyond all recognition. I mean, seriously. Ugh. So annoying, just boring and annoying, just frustrating. The game's own mechanics work against that talent. Yeah, the game itself spoils it, which is just ridiculous, isn't it? It's just the stupidest thing ever. So I'm going to be leveling my DK over the next week or so. We're going to give that a try. I played a little bit of DK earlier in the day, and it was quite fun. I've got to say, I did enjoy it a little bit. So I'm going to give that a try and see how that's holding up. So it could be okay, it could be bad. I don't know. But who gives a shit, right? Because that's not why we're here. We're here for Drama Friday. I have chosen 2 stories for today. 2 stories which kind of sum up Drama Friday pretty damn well. One story is incredibly long. It features pictures and such like. Not that I'll be showing them to you. Because that would be really annoying to set up. I mean, really, really annoying. But I will be telling you one short story and then one prolific story, which took a lot of care and attention to write. So I think we should spend some time going over the history of this one particular baller. So I will start with a short story. It's too bad you were an asshole. Yeah, it's too bad. It might be a story about being that guy. That guy who's just, you know, you don't want him. You don't want him. You really don't want him anywhere. You don't want him in your raid. You don't want him in your life. But he's there, and he's there to stay. I had an interesting conversation over the last couple of days. Catching up on old friends, that kind of thing. Occasionally I get these random whispers. Hey, do you remember me? And I'm like, yeah, of course I do. I say, how are things? Great, except for that guy. That one guy. I was like, who is this guy? So, oh, we've got this dude. He's really, really good. He's such an asshole. He's really just the biggest asshole in the universe. I'm like, well, why can't you get rid of him? Because he's really good. And we've had no one better apply. We've had applications open for his raid spot for months. And nobody has applied. And the people who did apply were terrible. So you have to put up with that guy. I'm sure you guys have all dealt with that. I'm sure you know someone in your guild right now who is that guy. He's the dick. So I will begin without further ado. Let's begin Drama Friday in proper fashion. Yeah. This story starts in a cesspool guild. What a great place to start. Those wonderful absorbing guilds sucking up the universe with their power. Those wonderful cesspool awful guilds where you cannot be ungilded for more than 10 minutes without them coming to you with their sticky, dirty fingers just to get that few copper every time you loot a mob. And feel like you're small and insignificant. I was leveling my rogue since the guild leader said we didn't have a single rogue to raid. What an awful way to pick a class. Oh my god. Hey, what do you need? I've fallen victim to this like 3 times in my life. What do we need? We need this class. I will play that class. And I never liked it. For the love of God, people, stick to a class that you like, really. And don't re-roll to a new class to help the guild. Hey, we really need rogues. That's too bad. I'm a mage. And my level 90 talents are fucking terrible. Okay? So if you want a mage, I'm here. If you want a rogue, go and find a fucking rogue. Seriously. So I figured I could get a spot once I was 90. and had enough gear. I dinged 90 and a few days later the guild was raiding. And they said, hey, we need one more DPS. They invited me knowing that I was poorly geared, but said they'd rather take me than a pug. What a fucking wonderful bit of encouragement. We would rather have you than a pug. Whoa, that's nice. That's really nice. Oh, that's really cool. Thank you so much for taking me rather than a pug. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I feel so cool now. I told them I hadn't done an LFR a single time. Good for you. That's fucking awesome. We had so many people while I was playing my mage day who were like, you must rush to LFR. No. One must never rush to do LFR. If you're rushing to do LFR, you're going to get fucked up. You're seriously going to get fucked up. Don't do that. And I didn't have time to look up the fights. If you managed to level a rogue to 90, at some point you had time to look at the fights. I'm just saying it. I'm just fucking saying it, right? If you managed to cap a character from fresh, you had time to check out a couple of boss fights. You know what I mean? There's points on the Zeppelin where you can check the dungeon journal. It's even in the game. You don't even have to alt-tab. You can go there, right? You can check it out yourself. They said it was fine. All right then, cool. I come and we attempt to do the stone guards. Can I ask an honest question? I want to know an honest answer here. How many people thought the stone guard was really hard, like when you went into it? The stone guard seems to be something that is actually a stone wall for so many of you. I'm actually really interested in how many of you fought the stone guard. There's a variety of people. You're anonymous. Say whatever the hell you want. First night, yeah, found it easy. First time I thought it was impossible. Me, not me. With an idiot tank? Yes. I love that. Yeah, with an idiot tank. Took 2 weeks. We killed it the first night. Can you see the variety of the audience and how different things are? This is why people get lost, right? This is why people get seriously fucked up when starting raiding. With one guild, you smash it to pieces. All I can tell you is that in Method on beta, we pulled the stone guard and killed it and had to purposely wipe. The first time, we had to purposely wipe to do it again and check encounters out. That was the kind of thing we did. And then other guilds went in the stone guard and were spamming trade chat. This is really, really hard. I can't work it out whatsoever. That is the gap that exists. That's something you need to be aware of, especially as you're a raid leader and things like that. We wiped a few times, and to no surprise, my DPS was horrible. The top DPS threw a fit. I love this. I love the guy who is the top DPS, who throws a fit because some really badly geared guy is like the failboat. You know that fucking guy, he's like dominating. He's dominating the DPS, and if you are not up to my standards, then you shall not be in my guild. How dare you bless your presence with my fucking... Oh! Horrible, horrible situation. You know who's the best guy for that? How many people have met this guy, right? I'm going to describe it to you because I saw this guy like 7 weeks ago. I bumped into this guy. I even posted the screenshot on Facebook. The good book, the Facebook. That guy who is never the top of the DPS meter through your 5-man, and then somehow he ends up at the top of the DPS meter. He wins in a 5-man, right? He's usually massively overgeared, usually. Clueless, has 0% activity on trash, that guy. And then he says this. Does anybody have recount? It's the only fight this guy has come top of the fucking DPS. And then suddenly he's in party chat like, hey, does anybody have recount? Can somebody possibly post the recount? Because I don't have a DPS meter. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about. You fucking know it. That guy, and you look at your damage meter, before he even, you've read the whole sentence, you know he was top on that fight. He hasn't been top throughout the entire dungeon. Yet that one fucking fight where he came top, probably a Frost DK who just howling blasted a ton of ads, suddenly came top of the fucking thing. And you're like, oh, has anybody got a DPS meter? I fucking love that guy. He's genius because it's so fucking obvious, right? It really is. If you're that guy, don't be that guy. If you suddenly win a fight and you want everybody to know about it, can you post the DPS? You're an asshole. You seriously are. You're a total dick. So the top DPS threw a fit and demanded that I was kicked from the raid and that they find a pug. Oh, dude, really? The top DPS would rather have a pug than you. Oh, that's really fucking sad, isn't it? I would rather have a pug than you. That's Team 3 territory. That's Team 3 territory. They find a pug that could do more DPS. I didn't see a problem, seeing as how I didn't even have a full heroic gear at the time. For a few days after that, the top DPS was constantly talking shit to me and being an asshole for no reason. I encountered this so many times. The only guild, and I bless them to this day because they're a fucking awesome guild, was Darkstorm, right? Darkstorm was possibly my second favourite guild I was ever in, and they're still recruiting. So if you're looking to raid, Darkstorm are recruiting, and I think they only have Shard of Fear left. Darkstormguild.com. I joined them on a DK that I had literally capped like the week before I joined the guild. So as you can imagine, I wasn't very well geared. But also I had a World 13th under my belt just a few days ago on Halfus Wormbreaker 10 Heroic on my Druid. My Druid was geared to the fucking teeth. I didn't like my Druid. So I decided to apply to Darkstorm. We'd stopped raiding because 10 man was broken in Cataclysm at the beginning. And I decided to try my luck at a DK. I was an undead DK with no gear, freshly dinged. No one said a word about my horrible DPS throughout every raid. No one. And there was some assholes in that guild. Of course, there's assholes in every guild. No one said anything. They were like, it's okay, don't worry about it. That's what I like to see. And then eventually, of course, I went on to do really, really well with them, which was fantastic. So you don't judge a book by its cover, ballers. If you have a guy with really bad gear, that's okay. That's okay, if you know that. He was constantly talking shit to me and being an asshole for no reason. I had a few friends that were in the core raid team, and this really pissed them off. Ooh. So they kicked him from the raid group. Yes! Hashtag fucking victory trending all over the fucking place. How fucking cool is that? That's hashtag fucking victory. Oh, really? You don't like our friend? Well, fuck you, right? I don't care if your DPS is amazing. Kiss my ass. And this is what you raid leaders should take in, because that's awesome. The top DPS is an asshole. Get rid of him as soon as possible. If you can keep raiding without him, do it. Do it. Nobody is the linchpin of a guild anymore. I don't think so. Maybe in the mid-level guilds, but certainly the higher up you get, nobody is the linchpin. You are all replaceable. So you should try harder. That's what I'm going to say. He said we would never down the Stone Guards. This is the best bit about this story. It's about the Stone Guards normal, right? I know some of you in there, in the chat right now, have been in that situation where the Stone Guard is really hard. But for like a semi-experienced raid team, the Stone Guard is actually really, really easy, especially on normal mode. And this is the kind of war that has been started over the Stone Guard. Normal, you know what I mean? There's people being kicked. You will never defeat the Stone Guard. They are, you shall not pass. They are the impenetrable field to our author here. They just cannot be passed. And our top DPSer in the guild that cannot kill the Stone Guard. Hey, look, I'm not mocking any guild that is still working on the Stone Guard. If you're still trying, fucking fair play to you. And eventually you will down it and you will learn a lot. Good on you. But in relative speaking terms, you should have probably downed it by now, right? So the drama that this starts is amazing. I love it. He said we would never down the Stone Guards with me in the group. Oh, just on you. You are the one causing the fail of Stone Guard normal. Just you. Just this rogue, right? The rogue is the one causing the problem. The reason we never killed the Stone Guard normal is because we had a bad rogue. That rogue just, it's all his fault, man. It's all his fault. And that I was complete dead weight. Oh, this guy had such an ego. The point I'm trying to make is this guy had such a huge ego, but was in a relatively, in fact, completely unprogressed guild. That's the first boss, right? So this guild has zero progression. Zero. Flat out nothing. But has this elitist attitude to go with it. This is the guy that you keep meeting who's a complete asshole but just screws up all the time. But believes he's fucking awesome. That guy, this is that guy. He has 0 out of 16 progression. Yet, you know, he's making these sort of elitist judgments. I love it. I kind of think this guy was a mage. I don't know why. I've got this guy mage in my mind. A bunch of drama followed with the guild master and the raid leader. So the raid team left and made our own guild. Look. Stop doing that. Really. You will get nowhere. I am so sick of seeing these stories of people getting into a bit of a fuss and then leaving to start your own guild. You are entering a circle jerk of pain. You are literally strapping your one working nut in a vice, clamping it and smashing it with a barbed wire bat. The chances of it working, especially on a guild that is not able to progress on Stoneguard, is so small. Really small. You'll do well for a few months, maybe, and then it will go back to normal, re-enter the circle jerk. What happens is, guild, yeah, drama, reduces members, creates new guild, increases members, drama, leave the guild. And the circle is complete. The circle of being a fucking diabolical game where you're paying monthly and having a bad time. If you keep joining and starting a new guild, you're gonna have a bad time. Okay? So the raid team left and made our own guild. Since I didn't even want to play my rogue to begin with, I switched back to my warlock and leveled as fast as I could. So inspired. One thing about leaving and joining a new guild is that you get that motivation that you never had previously. This sort of unconditional motivation to play really well. I'm going to level my warlock really fast because we're going to kick ass in our new guild, right? That's the fucking plan. That's the plan. We're sticking to the plan. We're going to win. We're going to win. I leveled as fast as I could. After getting enough gear on my warlock and looking up all the fights, I joined them and we downed the stone guards. Oosh! We got as far as Elegon on our first week of raiding, which was nice. Which was nice, considering we're fairly casual. A few weeks go by and we continue to raid, and I turn out to be our top DPS. And after 5 total weeks, we finally down Elegon and finish up Mogoshon Vaults. I made sure to whisper the arsehole that said I was dead weight, and he put me on ignore, and a few days later transferred servers. Oh, that's good, isn't it? You actually cost him IRL money. That's what you did. You cost that guy IRL money. He was so ashamed of his Stoneguard performance and the drama he caused that he had to leave the server to abandon the shame. I thought it was glorious since he was such an elitist prick and running his mouth. Yeah! Fucking victory to our friend. Did well, became the top DPS. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't re-roll to fit the guild's needs. Re-roll because you want to, right? If you want to play a different class, then you re-roll. Not because, we don't have a Guardian Druid. I know they're really weak right now, but could you re-roll to it? We probably won't use you. Oh, you've never tanked. Doesn't matter. We need a Guardian Druid, right? Don't do that. Fucking don't do that. Cost him IRL money. I fucking love that. I love that. This is a story that is going to take us a little while, but it's a good story. And it's well cared for, and it's taken care of, and it's going to take care of our Friday drama needs. Oh, yes. Hollow Preach. Hello to you, my friend. I am... Who is going to be... Who shall it be? Who shall it be? Vinny Bear's always re-rolling. He has 111 tunes. White Demon. Yes. Yes, I will go with White Demon. White Demon. White Demon is going to be the central part of this story. But of course, he's not going to be the one causing the drama. Or maybe he is. Let's start with his early beginnings. He started in the Burning Crusade during Wrath. A friend of mine recommended it to me and we started to play together. What do you think happens to his friend? Anybody want to skip to that part of the story? What the hell happened to that guy's friend? Anybody know? You know that guy who recommends, hey, we should go and play World of Warcraft. We should go play World of Warcraft together. Let's do that. We'll play together. We'll do dungeons together. We'll arena together. We'll quest together. It's going to be the best. It's going to be the best time ever. He leaves the game. I don't know, right? I skimmed through this story to make sure it made sense. I don't know if his friend leaves, but let's see what happens. Let's see if it follows the natural order of things. I rolled a Gnome Warrior. Hey, fucking fair play. Gnome Warriors are fucking legit. I love, of all the Alliance races, Gnome Warriors, I think, look the best. And second to that, and you're going to hate me for this, right? You're going to hate me for this. Night Elf Warriors. I'm going Gnome Warriors, Night Elf Warriors, everything else. Everything else below that is fucking garbage. Gnome Warriors looks so cool. Does anybody remember a vanilla Gnome Warrior that has Ash Candy? It's 4 times bigger than he is. And all you see is this dancing sword cutting your fucking head off, right? It was the best thing ever. Getting attacked by a Gnome Warrior with an Ash Candy in vanilla was awesome. Even though he killed me in 2 hits on my priest. It didn't matter. They look so cool. They look so cool. We started in a random guild, a cesspool guild. We just like the fact that it had a lot of members. Is that appealing to you guys? Is that appealing to you guys that it has a lot of people in there? Do you feel comfortable? Like, hell, if everybody else is here, it should be alright, right? Okay? Does that appeal to you guys? I don't know. We thought we could get some help from the members there. Oh. Oh. He joined a cesspool guild to get help. Such innocence. Such innocence. At the time I started playing, I was a complete noob. Of course, you just started playing the game. I liked the looks of things and had no clue about gems, enchants, stats, or mechanics, or bosses. I was discovering the world of Azeroth through quests, dungeons, and exploring. My journey kicked off and I wanted to see all the content that was available. I even had an old school paper guide. What's a paper guide? Paper guide? If you've never heard of YouTube, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It shows you what you need to do. To look things up. Paper guide? Thoughtbot, Wowhead. You're on paper guide? Paper guide. What? Paper guide? I don't know. Story's dog shit. Paper guide. To look things up, so I did the best as I could. If I couldn't find things, I looked it up online. You're doing it wrong, right? You look it up online. Not use the paper guide first. Did you buy that book? That fucking book that you can get in game stores? Is it one of those books? Don't tell me it's one of those books. Like the complete WoW guide that's like that thick. And it's glossy as well, so each page is about 0.5 millimeter thick. It's got like 7 fucking pages. You bought this? Oh my god. You fucking bought this shit? Oh no, is that what you mean by the paper guide? I've never read one. I might have to do a video where I get the book and I go through it and see what it's got to say. Hey, you look at all these guys who bought it. Oh my god. Holy crap. Can someone send me one? Literally, if you could send me one of those books, I would thank you endlessly. Maybe I can get it online. I don't know. But if you're willing to send it me, email me at preachgaming@gmail.com. I'll see what it's got to say. I'm interested. I really am interested to see what it's got to say. That could be awesome. Golden Force got it for free. He's like in caps lock. Like, I got it free! It was so useful. I can't believe it. I asked my IRL friend or the guys in the guild to help me with it. Okay, that makes sense. That's your first thing. You've literally used the paper guide before talking in guild chat. What? The first experience was a good one. Well, fair play to you. That's cool. His first raids. Chapter 2. His first raids. Genji has a hardback book from Mist of Pandaria that he stole from a friend that doesn't even play. Lol. Alright. As I capped to 80, I did Lich King Heroics. I bet you loved that, didn't you? What a great introduction to the game. Oh, Azjol Nerub. Fap, 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 fap. Takes me all of 3 minutes and has completely nothing interesting going on. Awesome. Halls of Lightning. Oh, those heroics so fucking cool. Or maybe it was, what were the later ones? Forget it. I don't know. I can't remember. Oh, this line is horrific. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm about to read this. As I capped 80, you're going to hate me for saying this. You really are going to hate me for saying this. The Pits of Sauron, that was it. Oh, Forge of Soul Heroic. So good. Oh, Pit of Sauron. Yes. Oh. Hey. You want some nostalgia? Zoning into Pit of Sauron and the whole group's waiting at the ramp. I need not say more, but you've been there. I know you've been there. I fucking know you have. I know you've been there. Oh, Pit of Sauron. That's not too bad. Everybody's waiting at the ramp. Oh, look at the chat. Fucking horrific, man. Worst day ever. Queued 30 minutes. Got Pit of Sauron at the ramp. Everybody mount up. Everybody mount up. Anyway, okay, I'm going to read this line. I got the items to get the right... Can anybody say what the next word is I'm going to say? I would love it if you could get it. I'll read you the context, right? As I capped to 80, I did Leech King Heroics and got the items to get the right to access an ICC pug. Oh, Mivy! Like a fucking boss. Gear score. Got the right gear. Gotta get my gear score. Can't just go around joining ICC pugs without the right gear score. Am I right, players? You gotta get it right. You can't... Everybody got it. Everybody knew it. Gear score. Oh, I'm so glad that word doesn't fly around anymore. Now it's item level. Same thing, right? What's your item level? Ugh. Let's introduce it to the game. Hey, gear score looks like a good idea. Let's just put it in the game. Okay. During the time I had a mix of PvE, PvP, tank and DPS gear mix on me. That's what gear score did to the game. That's what gear score did. Fuck you, gear score. This guy's like, I need the right gear score. So he's wearing a combination of PvE, PvP, tank and DPS gear. Fuck you, gear score. That's what you did to the fucking game, you prick. Fucking whoever invented that, what an asshole. Who made that fucking mod? No, I'm not going to call him out. Jesus. Ugh. I don't complain. I had a huge gear score. Same as my penis, right? The friend of mine had said nothing about this. Oh, right. Okay. I get where we're going. I think he had no clue about this at the time. It makes sense. It's a higher gear score. Of course I'm better. I had a higher gear score. Of course it makes sense. What are you talking about? I'm not wearing the right items. Have you seen my gear score? If I just put on PvE gear, my gear score is lower. Dude, think about it. You're not making any sense, right? They tell me I need a gear score. I have the gear score. Who cares I look like a clown? Who gives a shit? Who cares I can't hit the boss? It doesn't matter. I'm surprised I could even enter the raid at the time. Hey, you had the right gear score. He got invited, right? He got invited. You know what I mean? How can he be in the wrong? What's your gear score? 5k. You're in. Doesn't matter what you're wearing. He's wearing cloth. He's wearing a combination of all the fucking dog shit items. He's in, right? It doesn't matter. You got invited. On my first raid experience, I had a bad time on my warrior. Can't imagine why. Getting kicked, low DPS, dying all the time, getting shouted at and having not really a clue what was wrong. I don't even know what's wrong. I've got the gear score. I should be able to deal with this situation. When I asked the guild, didn't seem to bother to help me. And I was fed up with it. Really? The cesspool guild? Because they're all farming gear score as well. First they helped me when I'm questing, and then when I wanted to get to the next level, I got ignored. You didn't get ignored, right? Nobody knew the answer. That's the problem with cesspool guilds. A lot of them know how to level, because it's pretty easy. You can level naked. It's been done multiple times, right? It's been fucking done. As soon as you ask a real question, silence. Dead silence. Hey, does anybody know this mechanic? The hell is a mechanic? Everybody logs off immediately. DND/AFK. There was apparently no interest in the guild for raiding, so I left the guild and was looking for something else. At first I played the warrior to play a badass who would go in front of the battle and slay countless enemies. Nice RP. This was the focus on my warrior, and I didn't see the other classes. When I failed on my warrior, it happened. I fell in love with a hunter. The loyal connection, camaraderie and love between the hunter and his pets. Don't fuck your pets, right? Hey, everybody looks at a bit of bestiality every now and again. Never gonna get over saying that. Don't fall in love with your hunter pets. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's bad. The epic weapons, skills, looks, and domination of the damage meters. I decided to reroll to an Orc Hunter. Good choice. Trolls, fail. The reason I went Horde was because of the 5-to-1 Horde ratio on my server. Because I like the old schoolness of Orcs, the friend rogue of mine rolled a Troll Shaman. And we continued our journey on the right side of the border. Hey, that's a bit touchy. Next chapter, getting in an only Dutch Belgium guild. I had to build up my BM Hunter from scratch, but I instantly loved the playstyle. Really? The BM Hunter playstyle? Really? Come on, man. You're better than this. But I can see you were still a newbie to the game, so that's okay. So good. Look at all these guys. Troll Shamans for the win. No. No, you can't even transmog that shit to make it look good. It's just bad. It's just bad. It didn't bother me at all that I had shelved my warrior for the time being. But still I wanted to be sure that I was on the right way with my hunter. My friend and I then decided to look for a Dutch guild on the server. This is our native language and we thought it would be helpful for us in order to grow in the game. Good decision, I like that. The guild's name, the Flying Dutchman. Well, it makes sense. I mean the Flying Dutchman. By the time it was a growing social guild with a casual raiding team, who were always looking for members and they offered help when needed. This was indeed true. The main hunter of the guild, who was also an officer, helped me getting to know the class. He was also a true baller who gave me the right sights, answers, explanations of mistakes, etc. When I had a problem, he was there. Although I didn't ask too much and sort out most of the things myself because of the growing interest in this still awesome class. How nice is it to be that guy? How nice is it to be that guy when you're not an asshole and you genuinely help someone and then they have a true interest in the game? Be that guy. That is your job as ballers, is to be that guy. You don't recommend LFR, you don't recommend turbo leveling, and when people ask questions, you answer them, because you're a gangster. Not all the time, though. If he's really annoying, don't talk to him. This all happened during the beginning of Cataclysm, end of Wrath of the Lich King. I started to get known by the guild members, loved the socializing, and made several online friends on the way. When I got the notion that they were looking for raiders, I went for it. Yes! My IRL friend was less intensive in the interest for raiding, progress and killing bosses. He was only interested in PvP. He had a short attention span. I have no idea what that's like to have a friend with a really short attention span. That must be really annoying. Must be. Transferred his rogue to the Horde and stayed on a social member rank in the guild. So many of you got that. Nice. On the other hand, I was given the chance to raid with the guild when I had the proper gear, enchants, gems, and add-ons, etc. Hey, question. Some of you have joined new guilds, I'm sure. What add-ons are now required for raiding, out of interest? Is it still the usual shit? Just let me know, I'm going to keep reading. I just want to check. What add-ons? When you join a guild, they're like, do you have this add-on? You need this add-on. You need it. He asked me some hunter-related questions, and I passed all the tests from the main hunter in the guild. The guy told you the answers. This is the guy who supported you. What the hell? Deadly boss mods. Deadly boss mods. Yeah, okay. Oh, Omen? Really? Fuck off. Omen? Are you joking? No way. If someone asked me to have Omen, I'd leave. I was like, what add-ons do I need? Omen. I'm sorry, I'm not joining your guild. I'm really not joining. Let's talk about his good times. Gear score and recount. Gear score and recount. All you need is gear score and recount. That's it. Nothing else. In the beginning of raiding with the Dutchman, I can call myself a fast learner and becoming a pretty skilled hunter at survival. Hey, playing a real spec. Yes. Well, not really. Cataclysm? Probably not. At least enough skill to run with the group to Blackwing Descent, Bastion of Twilight, and the Throne of the Four Winds. It was like a second nature. That's what he put in the story. As time continued, we progressed, and I also did. In a couple of weeks, I was getting higher in the DPS meters and was becoming used to the boss mechanics. When my DPS was getting lower, I sat down with an officer, and there was all room to improve as an hunter. Good shit. All went well besides the little problems such as a frustrated raid leader who got replaced because he kept shouting for no reason. Where's my food buff? And a mage who kept over-aggroing. Didn't have Omen, did he? There's a mage who keeps over-aggroing. Motherfucker didn't have his Omen installed. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, listen to this. Listen to this. You needed your own. If you had Omen, this wouldn't have happened. Stupid mage. He should have got his fucking Omen sorted. What a dick. Fucking amateur hour. Fucking amateur hour. Get Omen, dude. God, fucking idiot. Who was all the time complaining. And some emo people who were all the time complaining. Besides that, we made good progress in normal and getting Cho'Gall down before the first nerf. Cool. After that, we kept clearing the raids and tried on heroic when possible. It's a good time. Also, the main hunter went to Alliance. Aww. So I had a definite spot. I love that line. That line is fucking genius, isn't it? Oh, the guy who taught me everything I know left the guild. Good fucking times. I always have a raid spot. Oh, see, I'm really sad you're leaving. Terrible. You going? No. Bye. Don't let the fucking door hit your ass on the way out. That's really bad news. Thank you for helping me get where I am. Really. Thank you so much. At the end of the team, we had 8 people and 2 rotation spots for guildies. So we were good to go for the Firelands. End expansion, I was getting more interested in achievement whoring. Ew. So I did and still do that to fill the remaining time. Hey, if you can get into achievements, all joy to you. But I am not hunting around fucking Oldham for camel relics. Never in my fucking life. I'm certainly not flying around Storm Peaks looking for a blue dragon that may or may not be there for many, many hours. Nope. 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 Big fat nope. The Firelands came and I thought it was a nice raid and enough challenge for our raid team. Firelands was indeed voted. If you've not seen that, we did do our Cataclysm Awards. Firelands was voted the best raid of Cataclysm. It was indeed a good time for me as I switched to Marks and got lucky on the Hunter loot that dropped. Nice. Nice. Did you also solo the trash? How many people here soloed Firelands trash? Or did it in a small group? For those little cheeky epics that had a ridiculous drop rate at the beginning of the Firelands. And then suddenly an Obsidian Cleaver went from 4k gold to 60k gold. Me. How many people made so much fucking money? I loved that. Hey, we've just nerfed the drop of random epics in Firelands. Oh, 150k increase. Did it for rep. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, not me, soloed on my hunter, looking for more Firelands trash run. Oh, so bad. So bad. That's cool. The Firelands gave no real problems. We had a set raid team, rotation of the members, and all went well. We had good progress for a casual guild, down Raggy before the first big nerf. So, did Raggy Normal get nerfed? I don't remember Raggy Normal getting nerfed, but I'll take your word on it. We had good progress for a casual guild. After that, we started on Heroic, and one person left to go to a Heroic raiding guild. Too bad he left. I liked gaming with him. Oh, that makes me really sad that you added that in brackets. He did. He got nerfed. 30%. Fucking hell. Jesus. Jesus, 30% nerf? That's hardcore. It makes me really sad that in brackets he goes, I liked gaming with him. But we got that gap quickly filled. 2 drama-related things appeared in the Firelands, what are worth mentioning. Ooh. One drama came forth out of a guild merge. I've never known a guild merge to go well. Have you guys ever known a guild merge to go well? Ever? Like, really? I have never known that to happen. Guild merges, there's a lot of ego clash in there. Who's going to run the guild? It all just goes bad. You got cliques, you got people siding with one guy. A raid team from another guild joined us and filled up their raid, Group 2. So instantly there's a drama. You kept calling them Group 2. Oh, hello. Group 2. Need our members. The same thing happened in with members from our own guild. All went well, but eventually they left to form their own guild. Really? The same thing happened in Pandaria. We were pissed that those members left, but we didn't think much of it because they're Group 2, right? Oh, Group 2 left? What a pisser. Ah, well. Not giving a shit. 2013. Yeah. Team 2 left the guild. No. That's really bad news. The second drama came forth out of a girlfriend-boyfriend related issue. They were both raiding with us, and due to the reputation of some people in the guild, core raiders, we thought it fair to give these people new loots first. Never a good idea. Core members get loot first over trials. Always. Unless there's some agreement. If the core member wants it, he gets it. You know why? You are getting that loot because of him. Alright? You're getting that loot because of those core members. There were a couple of core people, and we had to clear the content. Oh, what? I don't know what that means. Oh, right. Sorry, it carries on. These were the core people, and we had to clear the content with our raid team. The girl in this story thought that all the loot that dropped for her class should directly go to her. She started whining and complaining until we had enough of it. We replaced her, and that did put her boyfriend in a strange position in the guild. We're kicking your girlfriend. I kind of like it here. Is that how powerful WoW is? I know some of you know this, right? Your best friend gets kicked, but you really like the guild. And you kind of know that the reason they were kicked is pretty legit. But you've got to sleep with them, right? So it's like, sex or decent guild. And it's, what is that? Why is that a decision to make? It's like, I love that. I was like, okay, I can either have sex and have a solid relationship, or I can stay in my guild where I'm getting loot. And it's not an easy decision. That's when you know it's a bad day. It's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I can't decide. He raided with us afterwards, but after a while he chose the side of his girlfriend. A girlfriend is persistent. How did she not leave him? I like that his girlfriend stayed with him over WoW. She gets kicked. He doesn't leave. They're still together. And soon after this, they both left. To make sure we didn't get these problems in the future, we made use of EPGP system. I don't know what that is, but I assume it's some sort of DKP. Besides those few dramas, though, all went well. We had some guild meetings, and I started to get IRL friends with the guild leader and 2 other people. Oh, you're forming a clique. Forming a clique. We did our progress on Firelands, kept killing bosses, and there were no real problems. A raid team ready for the Dragon Soul, and we were good to go. In the meanwhile, I PvP'd to get more skills with my hunter, and made some alts for fun. Dragon Soul, Chapter 4, I believe this is. Dragon Soul, rather not talk about it, but we will. We will. This expansion started to suck the fun out of WoW. No, the Dragon Soul? Cataclysm? No way. In my opinion, but we'll come to that shortly. The new raid was out. We had the game, we started raiding on the Dragon Soul. The progress was fine, no major problems. After a couple of weeks of raiding, we cleared DS on normal. Then we started to do heroics. Here is where all the problems started. Dargan Soul, best raid ever. I love that Dargan Soul raid. It was brilliant. It was really good. Dargan Soul was the best thing ever. That fucking Dargan. Stupid fucking Dargan. From all the teachings to some guildies, we made a stable team who could do the progress on the Dragon Soul. So here is where things started to get frustrating for me. We did some of our progress on Heroic, and when we kept failing at the 3rd boss, Yorsage? I want to say Yorsage. It's likely it's Yorsage, right? It's likely it's Yorsage. Yorsage Heroic can be a pain in the ass to start with. Bad healers. I suspect bad healers. It's a healing fight. Members left, and I also wanted to make more progress. People didn't really care for more progression on Heroic. Oh, hit the brick wall. Bro, do you even Dragon Soul? It could be Zonos. It could be Zonos. But, it could be, again, a healer fight, though, yeah? Do you agree? Zonos more of a healer fight than a DPS fight. DPS is pretty easy on that fight. Healer fight, for sure. Both healer fights, I would say. So, don't matter. Don't matter. It's not relevant to the story. It's just the 3rd boss, which could be either one of 2. But they hit the brick wall, and they started to fall apart. Oh, we're wiping now? I'm leaving. We've wiped too many times. I'm leaving the guild. And this guy felt the same way, our author. I forgot. I'm sorry, I totally forgot the name. I wanted the challenge in my raid, so I joined a heroic raiding guild with a friend I made along the way. This was a hard choice because I liked the guild and some of the members I got IRL friends with. They were in their turn adult enough not to get the game in the way of made friendships. Of course, I always tell you this. If you leave guilds, don't ninja leave. Just tell them, look, I've had enough. I'm leaving. I'm going to move on. I hope no hard feelings. Tell them. I had some time to get used to the guild, and when I had raided with the guys for a couple of times as an initiate, I got membership into the guild. I won't say the guild name. I won't say the Naga stole my bike. That's what we'll go with. The raids went okay. My DPS was average, and I handled the fights that the Dragon Soul had to offer pretty well. I had fun there. Cleared Dragon Soul and Heroic. Good. And I liked the way of raiding. No whining. One man talking. One man talking. Everybody knows what to do. Everyone listens to the one person, and the bosses were getting downed easy. Absolutely the best raiding experience I ever had. After a couple of months of raiding, the guild was no longer interested in raiding. And there was no real social communication in the guild, because only one guy speaks. There's no social aspect if only one guy speaks. That's the silent guild. That's like the fucking Dustbush guild. Besides the officers who knew each other. I miss the other guild and the fun. Social aspects do matter, don't they? They fucking totally matter. The social aspects of the guild. We clear the guild on heroic, but nobody chats to each other. I miss my lesser progressed, more fun guild. Really does fucking matter. It really does matter. I missed the other guild and the fun I had with the duchies, so I asked my former GM if I could come back. This meant that the raiding would change and it would be less flawless, but I could live with it. I have made this exact decision when I originally left Method in Ulduar. No, Trial of the Crusader. I just missed the fun aspect of it. I did. I missed having the fun of my old guild. I missed my old friends. Didn't matter that it was the best raiding I've ever had. Truly, didn't matter anymore. I was done. I was fine with having a slower progress raid. Completely sympathise with you. I was more than okay with that. And it made more sense. I had just much more fun. End of story. Much more fun. Didn't matter. It was fine, but I started again from zero as a raider, and that was more than reasonable in my eyes. He knew what I could do, and it would be no problems. Hell, you cleared the Dragonsoul Heroic. You should be pretty geared as well. I had no further problems with things that could go wrong, and I accepted that I had more fun with the people here than on the heroic level. So that is awesome. It's a good story and a good lesson to take away. Good lesson. Heroic progression, progression isn't everything. It really is not. Trust me. I've been there. It's not everything. And if it's not fun, it ain't worth it. Now, Chapter 5. Pandaria and the Forest of Noobs, also known as the main drama. Here we go. Pandaria was out and shit went down from the beginning. I love the first line. Shit went fucking terrible. Terrible. Before the expansion, I went on a holiday with the GM and the main tank. Gay. Only kidding. It was a nice vacation with lots of fun, and when we came back there were some problems. Oh really? You took everybody with you who was in charge, and when you came back shit went real? I'll tell you a story. When I was the raid leader of a really old guild a long time ago, I used to make a lot of the decisions. It was a 40-man raiding guild, so decisions were made by a lot of people, but I kind of had the overriding say. As you can imagine, I was kind of one of the loudest voices, and plus someone who was desperate for progression. I kind of knew more than the people who didn't give a shit, which is just natural. I went on holiday to Israel, beautiful Israel, with my lovely fiancée. Off we went to Israel and we enjoyed the Red Sea. I went diving. It was a great time. And one day, about 7 days into this 2-week vacation, I visited a cafe. I'll see if anybody gets this. Lineker's Bar. I went to the Lineker's Bar, and they had a one of them PCs that can access the internet. Like, that's the wave of the fucking future, right? It's not a web cafe. It's a bar with this old fucking PC in the corner that's like 25 cents a fucking time to get on the internet for an hour. So I decided to go on the internet. I could hear the dial-up modem in the back. I could hear the dial-up modem. And I logged our website, the most drama I've ever seen. That's a story I should tell you another day. In fact, I have got a good drama story myself. So it would be pretty cool. It would be pretty cool. I'll tell you that drama story one day. But it was awesome. The guild like completely started to fucking turn to shit. I think decisions were made that I wouldn't have made because I wasn't there, which was cool. And that's cool. I'll tell you that story another day. The GM and the main tank got into an argument. We all had to pay some more cash for the vacation because something went wrong with the booking. Yeah. Happened to me and Mr. Ghost. It was one of the worst fallings out me and Ghost have ever had. It was the first time I legitimately thought... Me and Ghost have been friends now for... I want to say 17 years. Me and Ghost have been pretty much best friends for 17 years. However, there was a time when we didn't speak to each other. This is going to get kind of emotional right now. I want you to be ready. It's not really Drama Friday, kind of. Where we didn't speak for almost 2 months, and he even sent me a message saying, goodbye, we're not friends anymore. It was pretty hardcore. We went to Amsterdam, which we like to go to every year. All right, we like to go to Amsterdam pretty much every year. We haven't been for the last couple of years because of the YouTube channel and decreased income. So we like to go to Amsterdam. And we met in Amsterdam. We took our friend, who you guys don't know, and we met 2 gamers. And I would meet a lot more now. I'd love to go back to Amsterdam now because I know a lot of the subscriber base actually live in and around Amsterdam in Holland. And we went and we met 2 guys there from the UK. So it was a group of 5 of us. I did all the booking and arranging because that is kind of what I would do in that kind of situation. And I paid, straight up, I paid for our hotel directly via my card over the phone. I found this really nice little hotel just outside the centre for 3 people. And I paid for it, sorted it. The other 2 guys sorted themselves out. Then it came to the last day. We were there for 3 days. We had spent every penny we had. Our bank accounts were empty, except for one of us. The other guy who came along was actually reasonably wealthy, but he wasn't a spender. Wealthy people tend not to spend too much. That's kind of the rule. And then the last day, the guy at the counter said, right, you need to pay me again. And I was dealing with things. I was like, what are you talking about? And we were a little bit rough for no reason in Amsterdam. We were a little bit rough. It was about 4 a.m. We were going to get our flight. I was like, no, we've already paid. And I had the receipt. And I was like, look, there's the receipt. I've paid you already. He says, no, that's not how it works at this hotel. And I was like, what are you talking about? And it got into a bit of an argument. I started getting quite angry. I don't like people fucking me around. And I certainly don't like people fucking me around when I'm not really in all my fucking faculties. So he said, we take the money for the hotel first from your card, and then that's a deposit, and then we charge you again, and then we give you the deposit back afterwards in like a week's time. I was like, what are you talking about? You've already got the money. It got into a bit of an argument. The guy said, look, I'm going to call the police if you don't pay me again. And I was like, I haven't got any money to pay you. It came to that point where I was like, look, I don't have any money to pay you. I just don't have it. And he was like, well, I'm calling the police. It got into a bit of a fuss. Anyway, Andy, or Ghost, had brought with him an emergency card for just these occasions. We were quite young at the time. It was his father's card. I mean, this is probably fucking... It was when... I'll get to the reason we rejoined as friends. And Andy paid for it. It was about 130 euros. It wasn't a lot. It was 130 euros. It was a cheap hotel. And I was legitimately like, I don't know what's gone on. Because the guys had given me their money for the hotel. And they obviously had the suspicion that I hadn't paid. For whatever reason, I had just spent their money in Amsterdam. Because money... Nothing tears people apart more than money. Be very careful about money and friends. It really goes badly. Don't do that. So, the other guy, Ed, didn't really give a shit. He was like, whatever, you know, it's 130 euros. I've got like 50,000 euros in my bank. I don't give a shit, really. Why he didn't pay straight away is because he was like completely asleep anyway while we were in the hotel. And he said to me... Andy was like, I really need it back as soon as you can get it. And I was like, sure, I'm going to go back. I'm going to sort this out. I'm not dealing with it now. I'll go back. I'll get the money back. And then I'll pay you in like a week's time or something. It turned out that Ghosty's card was like his dad's card, which I didn't realize at the time. And he wanted to know where this money was. And it all got messy. No details, but it got very messy in this money. And I didn't get paid until... like a few days after we got back, so I had to wait like 7 days to pay him back. I didn't know there was a problem. It's one of those moments where you don't know there's a problem, but there seems to be a problem. And he's going, when can I get the money? I was like, I told you in like 7 days. And it got a bit hectic. Ultimately, we fell out really, really badly. So don't try not to get into any money situations. Try not to do that. And it did end with us not speaking. Until my father died. Legitimately, this is what happened. My father had a heart attack. I was in work. And it was Ghost who contacted me. And when I picked up the phone and heard his voice, because I was in the office and my phone went. And Andy never rings me at work, unless it's on my mobile, but I think my mobile was off. And he never rings my landline at work. Anyway, the phone rang and it was like, hi, it's Andy. And we hadn't spoke for like 4 weeks. And I was like, what's wrong with my dad? It was the only reason that would come into my head why he would call me on the landline. He was like, what's happened? He said, look, your dad's had an accident. You need to go and sort it out. Ring me and let me know what's going on. And then that fixed it. You know what I mean? That sorted it out. It's one of them things. It was one of them stupid things. He got his money back. I sorted it out. I dropped it off. And then we were fine after that. But it was weird. So GG, Dad, on dying. Because you sorted me and Ghost out. And look where we are now. Silver lining. Don't worry, my dad would appreciate that. My dad's a funny bastard. Or was. I don't know where I am now. I really don't know. Okay. So the main tank had made a mistake with the bookings. I helped them out with some cash and the GM refused to pay more. This resulted in a fight between the two, and the other guildies started to make their opinions about the situation. Nothing better than outsiders trying to sort out a situation that they know nothing about. That's why we have a 5 myths video, because everybody who doesn't have a clue likes to chip in. There's even people who posted, hey, I know they used that myth. That myth is true. It's not true. It's a myth. That's the whole point of a myth. My lady.
Hi.
You okay?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
You coming in? She's coming in. Say hello. Side boob. Ben things. This resulted in 2 groups within the raid team, and eventually half of the raid team left the guild. So all of the work we had put in the team and the progress went down the drain in no time. MV came out, and we had to make a new raid team with only 5 core raiders who stayed. Nice. Unhappy face. In the time we were gearing up, we found some new raiders and a new main tank. To possibly improve the progress, I even made a Dutch guides in PDF. PDF! PDF means it's serious. It's like laminating something. It's official. It's a PDF. It's a fucking PDF. Don't change it. So nobody had any... He made a PDF. So he had a PDF. So no one had the excuse of not knowing tactics. Because it's a PDF... Look, because it's a PDF, that doesn't mean somebody's going to read it. Oh, I have to read this. It's a PDF. If this wasn't a PDF, I wouldn't fucking bother. I wouldn't bother. But now it's a PDF. I've got to sort it out. I've got to sort it out. In-game mail. I even sent them an in-game mail, so they had an official copy. They made a me PDF. No one had Adobe. no one had it. No one had Adobe Acrobat. Do you remember that? PDF is legit. Shit just got real. We went to PDFs. I was even promoted to officer. Of course, you made PDFs. Of course, you were an officer. You made a PDF then. Legit, right? When you get an email that's got a PDF on it, what do you think?
Delete.
Not giving a shit. Emma 2013. Delete. PDF. Nerd. Delete. Fucking delete. I was now in charge of looking who was fit to raid with us. Because of the need of people, we even tried another guild merge, but that didn't work out. They were acting like another group within the guild, very distant, stole members and left. Oh, you got fucking raped. You got drive-by'd by another guild. Jesus. PDF confuses my word office. I speak very good Microsoft. This isn't Microsoft. What the hell? Google Docs? What? They were acting like another group. So we also got the short end of the stick there. Even a core member who stood by us from Blackwing Descent and Bastion of Twilight left with them. Now all this was happening with the officers and the GM were getting enough. We're getting tired of not finding good people. Making slow progress and holding people's hands. We were of the opinion we had to make some changes. We had to make some changes. The GM, who was also the raid leader, gave his raid leader spot to the new main tank. He was qualified for the job. Did he have a PDF? Did he have a resume? Was it in PDF? Was it laminated? I need to know. I need to know right now. He was qualified for the job because of earlier experience with it. And we tested him. How did you test him? There's a... Aragar in chat is like, what's a PDF? What are you talking about? Yeah, what was his qualifications? Dolores hit the nail on the head. His qualification was that he had Adobe. He had it installed. And he had Omen. Omen. He had Omen and Adobe installed. What mod do you need to join this guild? Adobe. You don't need any mods to join the guild. You need Adobe Acrobat and you need it right now. Oh, that's the best thing ever. Make sure you put that in your guild applications from now on. I need Adobe or I can't raid with you guys. The GM could now focus on growing the guild. 2, we had to make the guild international. Bye bye, Dutchy Power. And change the name because of bad stories who were getting told from former merged guilds, leaving angry, opinionated people. This is the guy in trade chat who's blah 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 hacked my account or blah 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 ninjured. You know that tank who ninjured the plate dodge legs? He ninjured my legs, spamming trade chat, and everybody believes him. The power of trade chat compels you. Ghost ninjured my items and everybody goes, ooh! Ghost blacklist him. On ignore. On ignore. Who saw the most good Dutchy Belgian players on the server in the last years. We changed the name to and went international. We've gone global, people. We've gone global. We're now using Microsoft Word. This was not really a problem until unexpected people started leaving. Like, you know, your best friend. He's gone? What the fuck? What the hell happened there? Because we went international, he was there for the Dutch flavour. He was there for the mighty Blubzor flavour. And it was less social in the guild. Strange with all the frustration, yeah. 3, we made it a raiding guild, so got rid of peeps who were long offline. There's no need for that as a raid guild. There's really no need for that. Leave them in there. What does it matter? Or weren't known to us. Well, I would assume it's a good idea to remove people you don't know. Who is this guy? I don't know. I really don't know who it is. Who is this guy? Emma knows about Blubzor flavour, don't you? Miserable ass. Who are not known to us. Now we could focus on progress and build a suitable guild. So we thought. Why would you think? I'm not mocking the author, but why would you think deleting offline people? Now we can focus. I could not focus on my PDF with all these offline people in the guild. Look at them all. What are they doing? How can one does not simply read a PDF with offline people in the guild? It just can't work. It doesn't work. We made a new website, started recruiting on the web, in-game, and found a good group of 7 people with 3 open spots. These 3 spots were filled with guildies who were capable of raiding and understood what they were doing, we thought. A lot of brackets. Now this drama is going on for the last couple of weeks. The 3 spots get filled with noobs who have the gear from LFR, are gemmed, enchanted, and the kind of stuff that they just... Okay, you say they have the gear, but not... I guess they mean they're not enchanted. Kind of stuff, but they just fail or don't know what to do with it. I have this nuclear warhead. It's really bad at whisking my eggs. I just don't know what to do with it. I got this really great thing from LFR. I don't know what to do with it. I'm this mage, but I got a great bow. I don't know. It's just not working for me. It's not working. To make matters worse, these people show they have the experience on Armory because of, I think, they were carried in a pug. They got the achievement. You invited them based on achievement. Gear score. Gear score. Kicking ass and taking names. The raid leader, GM and officers are frustrated. Don't know a good situation at the minute, and I'm getting sick and tired of the constant failing. Just cleaning raids without the constant hand-holding of guildies is not there. And the fun of playing WoW is getting sucked out of me. Could have made a PDF. The chat suggests you make a PDF. I just want to progress and have fun and mind my own business in Azeroth without the ongoing drama every day. I have a long history in this guild. I'm an officer, IRL friends with the GM, and do like several people with whom I raid. I just don't want to let these guys sit with the situation and run off to a progress guild. I know I can do better than this, but I want to stay loyal to my online friends, even after all the crap we dealt with. What is the best step to... You're asking me a question? This is Drama Friday. I don't answer questions on Drama Friday. God damn. I hope you enjoyed the story. What is the best step to take? Oh, man. I don't know. I don't do this kind of thing for a job, that's for sure. I certainly don't do it. While I think of an answer, let's look at Emma asleep. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. Okay. I don't know if that's looking at me. Let's have a look. Let the chat answer. Let's not let the chat answer, actually, because it's my show. If the chat could answer it, what would be the point of my show? Ask yourself that. Okay. So, What do? It's going to take some time. Stop looking for the quick fix. The quick fix is not going to come. Emma suggests you have sex. Could help. Relieve some frustration. You said frustration a lot. But yeah, okay. All right, I'll answer your question because it was a brilliant story. So, finale, wonderful story. Thank you very much for the time and effort put into there. It was brilliant. The answer is don't look for the quick fix. It's going to take time. I would literally agree amongst your friends that you're not too bothered about progress for a while. Take your time. Invite people slowly instead of trying to get a lot of people who probably suck. Don't do that. Take your time and find the diamonds in the rough. Old friends, get them back in so you can keep raiding. And try not to take more than 2 newbies at a time. If you can find one good player, keep raiding, but not on a casual basis. Keep raiding on a casual basis. But in general, take your time. It's not going to be a quick fix and you'll get back to the good old days. I promise. It will happen. Or just leave and start a new guild. That seems to work out a lot. That's my Friday answer. Alright, guys. Emma mentioned sex. Stream over. I've got to go. I'm busy now. Okay, so thank you for your wonderful story. It was brilliant. And thank you for an excellent Drama Friday filled with dramas. If you have a drama story to tell us and share with the world, you will remain completely anonymous. Send it to preachgaming@gmail.com. As for anything else, I shall see you on Monday. Alright, there's no live show this weekend. We might stream something. Probably not. I think we're busy. But we'll see what's happening. Alright, guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Remember, your weekend is really important because you're back in work and school on Monday. And that sucks. Oh, I know, Genji. Why don't you just Skype me while I'm doing a live show? Thank you, Genji. Freaky. Alright, ballers. Take it easy. Have a great weekend. You gonna wave goodbye? No. Bye.